This is why the Browns are a shit dumpster fire. But they pan to the back and they show a guy that has no desire to change. They show a guy that had no desire to change last season, that had no desire to fit in. LeBron James has to go use the bathroom mid-practice. LeBron James leaves practice for an undisclosed reason. You know the fucking reason. What are you talking about? You gotta go take a piss or shit.
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.
On Tuesday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment because the page is growing, baby. Hit that thanks button as well. Support it. Don't get cheap on me. Lots to get into. NFL, Deshaun Watson, and the whole case is blowing up right now. I'm going to get into that. Lakers hired Darvin Ham, and it was pretty interesting press conference. I'm going to dive into that. LeBron James and the media is going nuts again. Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Warriors and the Celtics. Aaron Donald gets paid. Le'Veon Bell has lost his mind. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. So let's just jump right into it. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. This is a tough one because, sometimes we have to let the process play out. Sometimes you can be able to see something and be like, all right, we know exactly what it is. But other times you gotta let the process play out. You gotta wait till more evidence comes out and more things come out to kind of bring things to the light. And isn't this exactly what we're getting with this whole Deshaun Watson case? The Browns thought they figured it out. Oh, well, everything is quiet. There's no charges. There's no criminal charges being filed. There's some civil cases, but we don't hear nothing from Goodell, so we should be fine, right? The NFL has the best investigators and all that. But I guess the Browns missed that boat. Because Deshaun Watson has another accuser out there. And she goes into graphic detail about her experience with Deshaun Watson. Says that they were in the hotel room and he asked her for a happy ending. She was a little taken aback by that. And he started to masturbate in front of her. And, when she kind of jolted back, he said everything's fine, don't worry about it, and proceeded to continue to do his thing until he ejaculated all over her face and her chest. And she never returned to massaging or whatever the situation was. This is not the first one. We've heard other women come out and say similar things, like this was just normal for him. And I knew when this story broke that he was not going to be playing football. And the other part that bothers me is how everybody's like, oh, well, the Texans and the hotel, they were in on it. Are they really in on it? Or is it just that they have athletes that have these massage sessions and they want to make their athletes comfortable, so they have a hotel and they can go up there and do it privately? Like, there's not a whole bunch of animals out there that do things that Deshaun Watson has done. So if a team goes ahead and provides that accommodation, I don't see a problem with that. The animal is Deshaun Watson if all of this is true. He's the predator. But the other part is that in sports, we always talk about the team that thinks that they're going to be able to change who this person is. Has some transgressions in his last stop. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. This is why the Browns are a shit dumpster fire. They're not even a regular dumpster fire. They're a shit dumpster fire. So there's a whole bunch of feces and manure and a whole bunch of stuff in there in this big-ass dumpster, and it's burning. It's constantly burning. It stinks. And it infests the entire neighborhood. You can't sleep. It gets into the fabric of your clothes, and everybody starts to smell like it. Why? Because that's what the Cleveland Browns are. They're a continuous dumpster fire in the NFL. They just can't get right. And even when you think that they have new management, no. Same old Browns. Same old shitstorm. Same old people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. For the owner in Miami to be able to say, I ain't touching this one. For Denver to say, I ain't really touching this one. Let's go with Russell Wilson. He's a model citizen. We don't want that type of press. The Browns, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. We want to get from underneath the dummy that we have playing quarterback right now. We'll take this guy. We'll take this guy that may be going to jail, that may be suspended from the NFL for 2+ years, that may have a lifetime ban that he might need to file for reinstatement for. We'll give him $250 million. All of it guaranteed. Doesn't matter to us. That's how desperate the Browns are. That's how stupid the Browns are. I don't see how Deshaun Watson plays football this year. I remember everybody was talking about how many games is he going to get. Is he going to get 4? Is he going to get 8? Is he going to get 12? I was one of the few people that said, I don't see him playing at all. So if you're going to sign a Deshaun Watson or trade for him, you might as well go sign a backup quarterback that's very, very good, because that's who's going to be playing behind center. Now you got these new reports that are coming out. I don't know what the future is for this kid. But for what I know is the women that work in that Cleveland Browns organization, I'm sure from day one, they were very, very uncomfortable with this situation. That you're bringing in this guy with these particular allegations, and we're all supposed to just give him a handshake and a hug? If this is all true, Deshaun Watson may have to find another line of work. I don't even think the XFL will take him. I don't think Arena will take him. So this is a lesson that if everybody's on the same page, if you start seeing Bill run, and then Susan runs right after that, and then you see another person run right after that, and then you see another person run right after that, and they're all running in the same direction. How about you start running in that same direction instead of turning around and say, well, I'm going to go the other way because I'm just smarter than everybody else. The Browns, you should have ran the same way everybody else was running. You chose to go the other way because y'all are some dumbasses. And it doesn't shock me of how you operate because you've done bad business for decades. It's not shocking to me. It's just more disappointing because I saw it. Why couldn't you see it? Why would you put your reputation on the line for a guy that you don't even know? He hasn't been in your organization. You didn't draft him. You didn't sit down with his parents. You didn't test what was between his ears. No. You just felt that, good young quarterback. He's angry. He wants to get out of Houston. We're going to get him. Nothing came out yet. He should be fine, right? Bad business. And people who do bad business will continue to do bad business because they don't know any better. They don't know what it's like to be super successful at what they're doing. Yeah, the owner may have a lot of money in other business ventures of how he purchased the team, but in regards to running the team and putting people in place and understanding what's right and what's wrong and protecting your employees from a potential monster, they don't know that. They don't understand that. But yet people want to put the blame on Houston or whatever it is. Houston didn't see this coming. And I'm sure as bad as the Texans are, if they would have saw this animal type of behavior coming down the pipeline, they'd have probably looked at Deshaun Watson and said, yeah, not for me. We'll take the other guy. Doesn't matter if he's good or not. I want to stay away from this type of mess. No, not the Browns. So Browns fans, I want to know how y'all feel right now when everybody was cheering and, oh my God, we got Deshaun Watson. Yeah, oh my goodness, get Baker out of here. Yo, we're going to have a great team next year. We possibly may get to the Super Bowl. You may possibly have no quarterback because there's no way the Browns are going to look at Baker and say, hey, all those things that we said and did, we're kind of sorry. You want to come back? Nah, I think Baker wants to leave too. And he should. I'm not a Baker fan, but he needs to get out of that organization because if they're willing to put their money behind that guy with that checkered history and they don't really understand what's going to come of it, that's scary. That's dangerous. And you need to get as far away from the Cleveland Browns as you possibly can. If the XFL is calling you, then go there. Doesn't matter. Just get away from them. Because if they can do this, there's no telling of what immoral stuff is going on in that organization. I'm not saying that that's the truth. But if you can be able to do this, I can't really trust you to handle HR business. I really can't. Got this dude in women's DMs talking about he want to support black businesses and fiending for massages. Like, this is a predator, y'all. Straight up. I don't care what happens. I don't care what the verdict comes out. For me, he's a predator. And for me, he can't be around any women in any professional setting. If it was me, Deshaun Watson would not play football ever again. Coming up after the break, Darvin Ham gets introduced. The media is bugging again. And preview of Game 3 of the NBA Finals. On a Tuesday night. It's all even.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, want me to get the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this what's up, man? All Even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you. Well, that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
Yeah. What is it, D? Oh. Shout out, D. Oh.
Welcome back, y'all. The Los Angeles Lakers introduced their new head coach, Darvin Ham. I watched the whole press conference from start to finish, and all I got to say is well done. Well done. The word that comes to mind for me, watching Darvin Ham, hearing him speak, captivating. Leader. Knowledge. Fearless. He told a story about him getting shot back in 86 and, kind of not really fearing what happens in life because it's about either being fearful or fearless. And this is basketball. It's about having fun. It's about rising to the challenge. It's about overcoming the odds and the obstacles. So what I heard from Darvin Ham, I mean, it's top notch. As a Laker fan, I'm on cloud nine. As a Laker fan, I'm excited. As a Laker fan, I actually have some optimism for next season. But that optimism came crashing down real fast. And the reason why it came crashing down for me is because while Darvin Ham is speaking and, he has everybody laughing and people are on the edge of their seats about what he's going to say next, they pan the camera to the back and you see Russell Westbrook standing there. And for me, Darvin Ham, as good of a leader as he is, as hard-nosed and, how he can be able to hold a room. He has all of these skills and all of these attributes that make up this strong, powerful leader, this new head coach, right? All of these things. But they pan to the back and they show a guy that has no desire to change. They show a guy that had no desire to change last season, that had no desire to fit in. And that optimism left me right then and there. But it got worse because you then had Darvin Ham talk about how Russ is one of the best players in the NBA, one of the best players in NBA history. And yes, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But does anybody want Russell Westbrook on their roster today? The answer is very little. Very few teams want him. Maybe Michael Jordan and the Hornets want him. Maybe the Pacers want him. Maybe NBA Siberia will take him. I don't know. But there's not many places that will. But for what I heard out of Laker camp, for what I heard out of this press conference, for what I heard out of Darvin Ham's mouth, for what I heard out of Rob Pelinka's mouth, for what I heard from reporters and such, is that Russell Westbrook possibly may be coming back to the Lakers. So they have to find a way to make it work. And it pains me because it's like you're watching two different dynamics. You're watching a Lakers organization that they sound intelligent. They're smart guys. They did their homework. They did their research. They found the guy. They hired the right guy. And when you hear him speak, you know that they hired the right guy. But then you pan the camera to the back and you still see that guy standing there. And you say to yourself, do they really have it together? Because are they really going to let a couple of draft picks stop them from really improving this roster? Because with Russell Westbrook on the roster, how are you supposed to get better? What free agents are you bringing in here? Because you're going to have to go get vet min guys again. We saw what happened last season in regards to vet min guys that you can't really invest in, can't really trade them. They're not worth much in regards to contract-wise. So where's the value coming from? If Darvin Ham is going to play his offense, the 4 out and 1 in, how are you going to do that with Russell Westbrook, one of the worst spacers in NBA history? You have Anthony Davis that shot 18% from three-point range last season. You know he doesn't want to bang downstairs, so you got to get a traditional center, which is going to be the 1 in, right? So the 4 out, you're going to have Davis and Westbrook a part of that? Where's the shooting? So I already know that they may talk a good game about Russ being here. For me, it sounds like cap. It really does. But I'm going to wait and see, because if he is retained on this roster, the Lakers have no shot of winning a championship next season. Golden State, Memphis, or whatever team is going to pop up and win another championship. That will be the situation, but it won't be LA. It won't be any team in LA. I'm not even going to mention those basement dwellers, all right? Those other guys. But the Lakers definitely ain't winning either, so they'll be partying together in the basement with the space heaters and the dehumidifiers. The Lakers will just go ahead and bring the drinks. That's what they'll do. If they have Russell Westbrook on this roster, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you have an aging superstar that is unwilling to change. He can't shoot. He can't play defense. He's never been a willing defender. How are you going to get him to change at 33 or 34 years old? You can't. That's the problem. Moving on. You know, the thing about the media sometimes is that they're so desperate for an angle or a story or something to just make people click. Pick me. That they really write some ridiculous stuff, bro. And have some stupid ass angles and scenarios or speculation that really feels like tabloid news. It's ridiculous. I'm going to quote this because I'm going to have fun with this article. Sam Quinn, CBS, NBA. He's a writer for CBS. LeBron James hints at interest in joining Warriors. I would love to get into a pissing match with Draymond. That's his title. Not realizing that LeBron James did another Shop episode and he was asked, out of the teams remaining, what team would he like to play for? He says Golden State. Loves Steph. You know, Steph is a you know, he's a killer and all that stuff. And Draymond, he would love to get into practice and chop it up with him, and he likes when people curse at him and all that stuff. And it's like they take that and then they take what he said earlier in the season about his admiration for playing with Steph Curry. And now it's LeBron James might be trying to angle his way to Golden State. Really? That's the story? Out of all the stuff that's going on right now, that's what you're writing? Somebody who he's not even in the finals right now. He's not playing. But that's the story that Sam Quinn goes with. Rubbish. This is the stuff that turns me off to media sometimes. Because we all like things to be accurate and real and make sense. This is just pure, I'm just going to write something, see if it sticks. Like LeBron James, a headline. Here we go. Here's a headline for you. LeBron James says that he respects Barack Obama and Joe Biden and wants to make sure that things go right. Uh-oh. LeBron James is angling for a cabinet spot. LeBron James goes to pick up his kids from practice. LeBron James seen trying to take his kids out of practice. Something happened. LeBron James has to go use the bathroom mid-practice. LeBron James leaves practice for an undisclosed reason. You know the fucking reason. What are you talking about? You gotta go take a piss or shit. I don't understand why they gotta do that. Are you that desperate for people to read your article that you gotta do that? As much as LeBron James respects Steph Curry, as much as he would be intrigued playing with the Warriors, it's not gonna happen. He's gonna play with the Lakers, and then when Bronny comes to the league, he's gonna play with him. LeBron James can want to play with anyone. He likes certain guys around the league. He likes the culture of Golden State. Who wouldn't want to play for the Warriors? Kevin Durant went there. A whole bunch of other players went there and they had success. So why wouldn't he? But to say that, LeBron James' interest grows because they asked him a question and he was honest. Out of the teams that are left, who would you want to play for? But that's the reason. That's your angle. That's where you get your rumor mill from. I can tell you who I'm not going to be reading anymore. Anytime I see a CBS NBA article, I'm just going to swipe left. Moving on. Game 3 of the NBA Finals is approaching. And, we saw Game 1. The Celtics had a dominating second half. Steph Curry couldn't buy a shot. And the offense kind of went to sleep, and the Celtics came back into the game and took control and never looked back. Game 2 was a completely different situation. Jordan Poole was hot. He was shooting all over the place. The defense was sound. Jason Tatum had a decent game, but, they couldn't sustain that level of shot making they had in the second half of Game 1. So what do I expect in Game 3? Do I expect more of what we've seen in Game 1, or do I expect more of what we saw in Game 2? Honestly, I think we're going to see more of what we saw in Game 2. I think the Golden State Warriors, they have so much firepower that it's unfair. Any guy can get hot. Wiggins can have a big night. Jordan Poole can have a big night. Steph, Clay, Draymond can have his triple-double. They have talent here that they can sustain this type of shot making. Can Boston get guys to be able to step up all the time? Can they get Al Horford to have another big game? Can they have other guys step up, Pritchard and all these other guys? We saw the adjustments that Udoka made and Kerr made in Game 2. What are we going to see in Game 3? Who's going to punch first? Who's going to counter? Who's going to have the big possession down the stretch? Who's going to execute better? I still have Golden State as the favorite, and it pains me to say that because this has been the nightmare NBA Finals for me. I just don't. I can't get into it. I gotta watch it. Yes, of course, I'm a fan. I gotta, analyze it. I gotta break it down and all that. But it sucks, man. I told you. The Celtics or the Warriors, this is torture. It's fucking torture. I wish Dr. Strange was here with the time stone. It's just be able to just change stuff. Just get these two teams out of here, or just make people forget that there was an NBA Finals this year. We just kind of blink and we're in free agency or we're in the draft. All right, cool. We can just kind of fast forward through this. That's what I don't want it to disappear. Let's just fast forward through it, and then we can read through the articles. Oh, okay, the Warriors won or the Celtics won. I don't need to live through this. This is painful. It really is. Coming up after the break, NFL news. Aaron Donald catches the bag. And then we got some other stuff going on too. On a Tuesday night, it's all leaving. Welcome back, y'all. Power and leverage are things that everybody strives for in whatever profession they get into, right? It's about respect. It's about being able to wield your control based on your talent level. How hard you work and how people perceive you and how they analyze how important you are as an asset to that company. That's what it's about. And what we saw from the Los Angeles Rams and Aaron Donald is that power and control and dictating what goes on because of your talent matters, and it works. Aaron Donald was thinking about retirement. Aaron Donald wanted more money because he's the best defensive player on planet Earth and felt that he was grossly underpaid. Seeing wide receivers getting all this money, he's like, oh, nah, I got to get mine. I got to make sure that I get mine. And if I got to leverage retirement, if I have to leverage me sitting out, maybe leaving the Rams and getting my money elsewhere, I'll do that. And the Rams weren't thinking about losing a guy of that caliber. You can't do that. You can't lose an Aaron Donald, so you got to pay him. But that's why stories like this make me smile, because it's all about knowing what you're worth. For every Aaron Donald, you have a whole bunch of other knuckleheads that think they could be able to pull this type of power play. There's only a few people in sports that can be able to have that type of cachet to do things like that. Aaron Donald is one of them. And where does this put the Rams, knowing that they got their Hall of Fame pass rusher back? You know, I think that they're going to have a solid team still. They made some great moves in the offseason. So I think the Rams are going to be right there again. Obviously, the Bucs are going to be there. I'm not even going to say the Cowboys are going to be there, but they should have a claim somewhere. But kudos to Aaron Donald for getting the bag, getting paid, not really caring about what happens. He knew exactly what would happen if he pressed that power button. And he got his money. And that's what I'm talking about. Maybe I need to start pulling that power button in my own house. Saying to my girlfriend, hey, if you don't buy me that new PlayStation game, I'm a boycott taking out the garbage or something. I got to pull a power play in my own house. That's the only way things will get done for me. It's the only way I'm going to get stuff done. Well, nah, shouts to Aaron Donald. Shouts to the Rams for getting this done and understanding that they had to lock up their best player. So that's what it's all about, honestly. That's really what it's all about. Moving on. You have a lot of holdouts right now in the NFL. DK Metcalf. You have Lamar Jackson. All of these guys are holding out. And it's just like, really? I mean, I understand that that's one of the power plays that you got to run, but it's not for everybody. Can DK get his money? Possibly. Will Lamar get his money? I think Lamar doesn't have to hold out. I think they understand his value, and I think they'll get a deal done regardless. So I don't believe that Lamar needs to go that far. But for me, it's just like the holdout news is just, it's enough already. You got Deebo Samuel. Oh, he's showing up to OTAs. It's like, all right. He held out or whatever the nonsense was that he was going on early in the offseason. Why does that have to be a story that he's showing up? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why does it have to be a story that they're not showing up? It's still early. Who cares? Is anybody that's an NFL fan really concerned if a player doesn't show up to OTAs right now? We're in June. It's not even football season yet. Who cares? Who cares? Moving on. Le'Veon Bell. I guess Le'Veon Bell is done with football or football is done with him. But all of a sudden I'm hearing that he's going to box. He has a fight coming up. Like, I just got a headache. I don't understand why these guys don't just go away. You've made all of this money in the NFL. You've done great things. Why don't you just go away? Just sit at home and chill. Invest in a business. Why do you have to be in the limelight? Why do you gotta box and embarrass yourself? Now, everybody can't be like Frank Gore and knocking people out. But come on, man. It's LEVEON. Just rap. Just stick to rap. I don't want to see you get your face beat in, man. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. If you want to get into some entertainment that people will love, call WWE, man. Call Vince. I like to see Le'Veon Bell and WWE doing something. Or go to AEW. Do something like that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you getting knocked out of some bingo hall, some YouTuber. Come on. I mean, that ain't it, man. That ain't the move. That ain't the move at all. Moving on to my Metropolitan update, my Mets update. See what's going on with my team. The Mets right now are in first place. They're 8.5 games up on the Braves, who are playing great baseball as we speak right now. Mets are down to the Padres. I believe they're down 4-0 right now. Pete Alonso took a ball off the hand, so he's getting x-rays right now. He left the game. But what is my overall opinion on my boys from Queens? Honestly, I couldn't be happier, man. I think they're a veteran team. They like each other. You can see it. I was telling my beautiful girlfriend that this feels like 2015. This feels like 2006. These teams had a connection. There was this bond of just happiness, just this joyful environment that was around the ballpark and around the team every day. It has that same feel. And it also has the leadership. The leadership is very important. Buck Showalter, who's my guy, who I wanted from day one, you going into all leaving archives, man. You know I said it. I said it from day one. Buck is the only hire. And they listened. Just like I said that Darvin Ham is the right guy. When you hire the right guy, you start to see things happen quickly because they're smart enough to be able to put the pieces together where the other idiots couldn't do. You know, Mickey Callaway, he just got fired from the Mexican League, I believe he was in. Mickey Callaway, I'm surprised he's still getting jobs based on all the nonsense that he was doing. So, you know, shouts to the Mets. Love Lindor right now. My man Francisco Windor, that's what I call him because he has stabilized the shortstop position for the Mets. Just the smile, just the exuberance that he plays with. Pitching staff is starting to, you know, we're struggling a little bit, but we're getting through games, but we're getting our heavy hitters back. DeGrom should be back. Scherzer should be back. So, you know, I am very proud and I'm very excited about this team because since Scherzer has gone down, the Mets are 13-5. So they really haven't skipped a beat. It's not like we fell off the table because the pitching is bad or the bullpen, which is shit. Our bullpen is shit. But we have gotten timely hits. We go down 5 or 6 runs, and this team has the ability to crawl back in the game and win. The only issue that I have is Dom Smith. What are you going to do with Dom Smith? I don't think that you can keep him. Yes, they optioned him to AAA, but at some point they're going to have to make a decision, and they have to part ways. They really have to part ways and make Dom Smith be able to have a career somewhere else, be an everyday player. It's tough being a bench guy, not playing every day. Your bat is not producing. So, you know, there's just a whole bunch of factors that are working against the kid. I like him, but I just don't believe that him being a Met going forward makes sense for either party. I think the Mets need to try to go get some pitching. They can use Dom Smith to do that. Now, obviously, you know, the market is not going to be demanding for him right now because his numbers are so bad. But you can be able to get something for him. And I trust this front office. I trust Cohen. I trust the Mets. I trust the team to be able to right the ship if we're on a losing streak. Buck Showalter's here with that leadership. Hey, I mean, listen, Joe Madden just got fired from the Angels after losing 12 straight. Maybe we can call Joe and say, yo, Joe, come down here, man, and, sit on this bench and let's get this done over here. You know what I mean? Maybe, just maybe. I'm just saying. But that's the Metropolitan update for right now. I love the Mets. I'll always be a kid from Queens. And I hope to see them in the World Series this year, especially against those Yankees. That's what I want. It's been 22 years since we saw Mets-Yankees in a World Series. I want that old feeling back. Run it back to 2000 because I promise you, this time, it ain't going to go y'all favor. Coming up after the break, the greatest segment on the planet, W of the Week, on a Tuesday night. It's all even.
This is 𝐤𝐤 Gents and Gals. Just want to give a shout out to All Even Podcast, the best sports podcast out there. Keep up the amazing work. Also check us out at 𝐤𝐤GentsandGals.com. We're everyday apparel for cigar smokers. Let's get it.
What's going on? What's up with you? It's your boy, the Candyman, the ALFRE to the D. It's your boy, Alfred from the Rap Lab Podcast.
And it's the one and only True G. Just call me the QG from the Rap Lab Podcast.
And you tuned in to All Even with Barry Grant.
Boy, that shit crazy.
Welcome back, y'all. So without further ado, the greatest segment on the planet, W of the Week. We pick candidates on Tuesday, and we pick the winner on Tuesday as well. So, who do I have as the winner for Dummy of the Week this week? May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner is Dalton Schultz, tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. The latest Cowboy that's been swept up into the Dummyverse. Dalton Schultz is my winner for... Because, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me get this straight. I didn't know that bottom of the barrel players can try to pull power moves. Let me give you a backstory. Dalton Schultz was drafted and didn't really play much. Didn't play much his second year. Then Jarwin got hurt and he got some burn and played well. And then he played some more. But it's like, for me, I remember being on my homie's show, and, they have a great podcast about the Cowboys. Cowboys Can Fan. Please check that out on YouTube and all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And I told him, listen, we need a tight end, and we need to get rid of Dalton Schultz. We don't need to franchise tag him. We just go get another one in the draft. There's some talent out there. You can go replace a Dalton Schultz. And I think they were like, yeah, I feel you on that. But, we definitely do need to keep him. If we can get him at a reasonable price and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds fine. But I still think we can be able to replace him. The news came out and said that Dalton Schultz has not shown up to OTAs, to minicamp. He is looking for a new contract. And I'm like, what? Bum-ass players can be able to try to pull leverage. The last time I heard somebody try to pull this move was Melvin Gordon. He told the Chargers, well, I'm not showing up. And the Chargers looked at him and said, yo, we have better players than you back here, right? You know that we got Austin Eckler ready to roll. All right, cool. Do what you want to do. That's what the Cowboys should do to Dalton Schultz. They should just show him the tight end room and say, you see all those guys in there? We won't miss you at all. So you sure you want to pull this card? That's just like the husband that the wife hates, right? She hates him. And he says, you know what? I'm going to leave if things don't get any better. And she's just like, okay, bye. And then he looks around and he's like, well, Are we not going to have a conversation about what I just said? Nah, you just said you wanted to leave, so go. There's the door. Go. No, but I really didn't want to leave. Then you should have said nothing. Now you put the idea in my head. I really do think you should go. That's what the Cowboys should do to Dalton Schultz. Oh, you want to hold out for more money? Well, I believe that you should just go. Just stay home. And then Dalton Schultz will be like, well, are we not going to have a contract negotiation? Nah. We don't need to have a contract negotiation. You said you don't want to show up, so just don't show up. We'll find somebody else. When I seen the news, I almost jumped out of my chair. Because I'm just like, guys like this hold out too? It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. This guy is nowhere near the totem pole or the requirement or the height to ride that particular ride. You got to be a certain height to ride that ride. You are not an Aaron Donald. You're not a Tom Brady. You're not a Deebo Samuel. You're not any of these guys. No. You're just the typical tight end. Caught a few passes. Had a decent season. But you need to know your place. Otherwise, you'll be packing bags at the Amazon warehouse for pickup for Amazon Fresh. So Dalton Schultz, I really do think that a big L is in your future. But for right now, you're the winner for Dummy of the Week. That's all for this show. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, stay safe, stay cool. Peace. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. Listen to the show on Podbeam, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts available. And check out my YouTube channel, All Even Podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.
My son is the champ, so get over it.